Hey everybody, it's me, Martinez-Bateman, and I am here with another planner video, slightly unhinged. As usual, I feel like these are always like slightly unhinged, and I think that's like part of why they're fun. I wanted to show y'all this thing I got at the thrift store, Coda Slide Ready File. If you ever remember those like slides for like slide projectors, or if you were like an artist and you had to turn in your portfolio before, like, I don't know when they stopped doing it, but if you wanted to like apply to any like art things, you would have to turn your portfolio on slides. And I found it at the thrift store, and I was like, it's perfect for all my washi tapes. So that's where all my washies are now. I wish it was just a little bit longer, actually, because like these two don't fit, but they fit on the top, and that's what matters. And then it just, oh my God, isn't that cute? Which is stupid, like the same amount of tapes fit in this box, but it's just not as cute. I don't know why I started with my bullet journal out. I'm not gonna show you anything in here, except maybe later I'll glue in my thing for next week. I did want to show you this. Guys, I have a fucking problem. I kept trying to find a planner for next year. Someone on Reddit said that these guys are fountain pen friendly, passion planners. I did get the undated because I'm not a total dummy. But dudes, okay. Look at the inside. What? Is this a planner for ants? Look at how tiny this is. Like, comparatively, this is, this is what the inside of my Traveler's Undated looks like. How is it that this thing has so much less paper area, but so much more information in it? I mean, it's because it doesn't have all this, whatever the fuck this is. Like, I saw, it's not like I didn't look at the layout, but they don't really, like, just off the top of my head, I don't really remember being able to see the layout that well. Like, I couldn't make the image bigger. And I feel like if I could have done that, then I would have realized that this is taking up straight up 2/3 of the page or more. This shit. And I would have been like, oh, wait a second. How the fuck can I write that small? So, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do? Like, I can't write in this. I do think that the ribbons are very pretty. And I like the cover. It's like a cute, you know, garden with a little dog. But seriously, what? I didn't even write in it. I opened it once and I was like, no, I've got to record this. I'm so annoyed. And I think, like, I'm not blaming the passion planner people, although I kind of am, because the pictures they have on their website, I don't feel like I understood the scale of this page based on the pictures I saw on the website. So I have notes. But welcome to the Pash fam. thanks. I like this. Courageous authenticity, strategic progress, community connection. That's sweet. It's nice. I mean, I think it's like, you know, it's a popular planner, so it's not going to be like for me, right? Like, we all know that I'm not really a trendy kind of person. But I heard good things. I heard that it's good with fountain pen ink, primarily. But it's like, define your core values. I already know my core values. Here's your passion roadmap. If I could be anything, experience anything, or have... See, like, I didn't see... Like, this is not shown in the pictures. And I think part of that is because you're a popular planner brand. You don't want people to just go and, like, take your ideas, I guess. But it did kind of feel like I was buying this thing sight unseen. And there's a huge thing on the website that's like, no refunds, no refunds, no refunds. So, like, even if I wanted to return this and get a different size or whatever. So I kind of feel annoyed that I didn't know what I was getting before I got it. And I feel annoyed that what I thought I was getting was not what I got. Like... Why does it just keep going to these? This is what I was trying to show y'all. It's just so tiny. It's so tiny. Like, I do not have a large hand. I knew that I knew the measurement on the planner was going to be this. I even took out my ruler and I looked at it compared to, I think I actually compared it to this. It's like the same size. When I measured it, I was like, oh, it's the same size as this boho thing that I reviewed. Remember, I did the pen test last time, and I was like, actually I had an idea, because I was like, oh, it would be cool if this is my planner and then I get one of my stickum pockets and I stick this right here, or like on the back or something, so that I can have my notes and my plans, right? This is so small, though. The writing is so small. And I was just complaining that the Hobonichi is too small. Like, let me go get my 2024 Hobonichi so you can see the comparison. Like, if a Hobonichi was too small, then this thing is minuscule. Let me go back to some pages I didn't write in. Hold on. Come on. Here. So at least in the Hobonichi, which I understand, this paper is no longer what I'm looking for. So even if I got this layout again, or got this thing again, the paper would not be where I want it to be. But comparatively, size-wise, look at the difference. And this is 24 hours. This goes from 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Which, you know, fine. I'm not really a night person anymore. So you're not going to see me, you know, out in the middle of the night that much. Although I did come home at like 1 a.m. the other night. So it's not completely out of my system. But like, this is just, it's just too small. This week's focus. What am I going to write in there? That's not even the size of, let me see, do I have any mini Post-its? Yeah, I do. Right here. Oh, let me take that person's phone number off of it. That's not even the size of a mini Post-it. That is less than half of a mini Post-it. Half of a mini Post-it is still bigger than this. Like, what is this? Who the fuck can write that small? I'm mad. I'm mad at myself partially because I'm like, knowing that this thing and this thing were the same size, were roughly the same size, I could have intuited that a spread that looks like this in this space would have looked like this. But I don't think the images like aren't that easy to see, or they weren't for me. But like, let's talk about these goal setting thingies. So here we have some goal setting stuff. If I could be anything, experience anything, or have anything, what would it be? An end to racism. I don't know if I can fit that in here. Like, again, let's bring out the mini Post-it. This space is almost the size of a mini Post-it. This space is about the size of half a mini Post-it. Like, my game changer. I don't know. I'm not really reading these pages. I'm going to be honest. Like, this is the first I've seen them. I told myself I would wait until I was recording to open this. So let's try and make a good faith effort to engage with this content before I'm just like not, right? Okay. So your passion roadmap, a step-by-step guide to mapping out your goals. 1, make a wish list. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Imagine that whatever you write on this piece of paper. Honey, this is not 5 minutes of writing space. Okay, but okay. Imagine I have the tiniest writing ever. Imagine whatever you write on this piece of paper will come true. Think of it as a wish list describing your ideal life. Ask yourself, if I could be anything, experience anything, or have anything, what would it be? I say the end of racism. and you know, justice and land back. Write every single thing that comes to mind and be as specific as possible. Lastly, do not feel the need to be realistic. Ready, set, go. Not enough space. 2. Time's up. Now set the timer for 1 minute. Look at all of your goals. Circle your game changer goal, aka the one goal that would have the most positive effect on your life right now. Again, the end of racism. To prevent the end of white supremacy, actually. Racism is a side effect of white supremacy. You guys know this. To prevent burnout, we will strategically prioritize reaching this one goal only. Okay, so we just have to solve racism, you guys. Consider progress on your other goals. Extra credit. Visualize. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Close your eyes and visualize reaching your game changer goal. I do actually do this a lot. One of the things that I advise a lot of people who are doing mission work to do is to meditate on what day-to-day life will look like when your mission is achieved. So I actually do this. I do meditate on what a world free from white supremacy could look like. And I do it a lot. And if I didn't do it a lot, I probably would not be here doing this work right now. So not bad advice. What do you see, feel, hear, smell, touch? Like, this is exactly what I tell people. Like, get really nitty gritty. Like, what does your morning routine look like? What does it smell like in your house, outside of your house? What does your house look like? Like, what do classrooms look like? What do all of this different stuff. Immerse yourself in that win, and now turn the page to the vision board and jot things down or write down any notable details you imagine. Here's the vision board. So 4, create a passion plan. A passion plan is a mind map that visually breaks down your game changer goal into smaller, more actionable steps. Set a timer for 5 minutes and write your game changer goal in the box below. Brainstorm and jot down any steps connecting them to the center box. So complete my passion roadmap today. I mean, if I want an end to racism, obviously I have to continue to be educated. I have to continue to go to training. I have to make sure that my own values are centered in my work. I have to be able to say yes to work that moves the needle in that direction and no to work that doesn't. I have to be able to be open to questioning my own assumptions and being in uncomfortable spaces. I have to continue to interrogate my own internalized white supremacy. Like, you know, this is functional. Add specifics. Go back in and add specifics to each step. Tip, make the steps detailed enough that someone else could do them. Add the details like how much, when, where, with whom. This level of clarity makes taking action less intimidating, especially on days when you don't feel motivated. For example, run turns into run 1 mile on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the park between 7 and 8 a.m. with Jax. What they're explaining is SMART goals. What is it? SMART goals. For a SMART goal, it has to be SMART. I think it's someone's yelling at their screen right now. I know it. It has to be S. It has to be measurable. It has to be A, realistic, and time-based, accessible. Right, so here's where my end of all racism goal is falling short. SMART. What the fuck does S stand for? Whatever. Y'all are on a computer or phone, Google it. And then strategize, number all the steps in order, schedule, write all these tasks in the corresponding due dates in your weekly layout throughout the year, and use these as checkpoints to keep you on track. Work at it. The most important step. Strive to do at least one small step towards your game changer goal at the beginning of your day. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to start. Great things are built by doing small things often. Use habit tracker and the vision board to define a key habit that will help you move towards your game changer goal. Take breaks, listen to your body, and keep making imperfect progress at your own pace. Okay, you know what? I do really like that. I really like that they're sort of like, I wish they were more explicit about it, because people like me need a lot of very clear instruction that your goals are yours and supposed to help you and not make you sad or, you know, anxious. And then repeat, extra credit, buddy up for a challenge, cross out lifetime, 3 years, 1 year, and 3 months, and replace with 5 years, 1 year, 3 months, and 1 month. Challenge yourself to meet those deadlines if you can meet them in a sustainable way. I don't get it. Okay, so cross out lifetime, cross out 3 years, cross out 1 year, cross out 3 months, and replace them with, oh, so you basically shorten this timeline. That's hilarious. Here they're like, imperfect progress at your own pace, and there they're like, but what if you went absolutely fucking feral and manic with it? Like I said, this is a popular product. They're probably trying to get all sides of the spectrum, you know, people with self-respect and people with a sucking hole in their chest where their self-worth is supposed to go. Learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself, said Eleanor Roosevelt. Take no more than 30 minutes to go online and research how others have reached the same goal. See if you can learn from their experience and improve your plan. Well, I do that a lot. So far, none of us have achieved the goal. Many of us are no longer with us. Several of those died incarcerated. So, you know, it's a journey. I'm speaking, of course, to the many people who have stood up against the sort of like racist hegemonic powers of the U.S. Hegemonic, I mispronounced that anyway. And have had really negative consequences because of that. I've certainly had several negative consequences of my own. Okay, here's our habit tracker. So we have, let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 habits. When I'm teaching people goal setting, I tell them not to track more than 3 habits at a time, and then only add new habits as old habits become integrated into their daily practice. So like, for example, most of us don't have to track brushing our teeth, although some of us will have to track brushing our teeth. That's just how life is. Some of us learn skills earlier and some of us learn those skills later. But once brushing your teeth is like a normal everyday habit, you don't have to think about it. You would not track it anymore. You would track something else instead. What did you learn? How can you improve next month? I get it. How can you improve next month? Really smart, really good, basic thing. I personally take offense at the indiscriminate use of how can I do better next time, which is what this question is asking. I feel like when we're doing goal setting and we ask, how can I do better next time about every single thing, which of course, like you don't have to fucking fill that in, right? These are just guidelines. You can fucking white that out. You can write something else out. You can whatever. But I'm just saying when we're tracking habits and planning things, that whole thing where it's like improvement. It's, what is it? A white supremacist tenet of white supremacy is more and better is always good, or more, quantity over quality. That's what it is. And more is always better. So those are leaning into some toxic shit. But again, this is just a book. It's not your mom or your boss. You can do whatever you want with it. I can do whatever I want with it. Got some quarterly goals for this year and next year. I like that even though it's undated, it does give me several years. That's cool. I like that. I appreciate that. And here we've got the months. This month's focus. Personal and work. People to see. People to see. Oh my God. Okay, let's just pretend that I'm writing in this. Let's be so for real right now. I'm tracing the line. It goes from here to here. So I'll say that I want to see my husband. And then I want to see Bojangles. And then I want to see Carmen. San Diego. And then I want to see the Muffin Man. And then I want to see your mom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I in prison? I get 1 visit per week. Hate it. Places to go. Again, very small. Things to learn. Girl, I could fill an entire notebook and I get not even 3 fingers, not even 3 fingertips of space. Personal projects, priority project, work projects. Break it down, create a mind map of this month's game changers. So I put ending racism here and I would put, other stuff. I'm kind of taking the piss out of this, but like, come on. What was the most memorable part of the past month? Where were the 3 biggest lessons you learned in the past month? Review your planner for the past month and assess your priorities. Are you happy with how you spent your time? If not, what steps can you take next month to adjust them? That's a lot for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines of the tiniest print. Would my writing fit in here? I would really have to like, and I was trying to write small in this. Maybe my husband's name was kind of big, but it's 3 letters. I was really trying to, review your planner for the past month and assess your priorities. Are you happy with how you spent your time? If not, what steps can be taken next month to adjust them. Like, I don't know. Part of me is like, the times in my life when I'm unhappy with how I spent my time, it's not because I made poor choices anymore. Like, I am a grown adult who has been in one form of recovery or therapy for the last 25 years. I feel like I'm pretty, obviously there's always more to learn. Everybody has more to learn. But I feel like I'm like pretty good at knowing myself, knowing my choices, and knowing what choices are going to make me happy or not. At this point in my life, if I spend a bunch of time doing something I didn't want to do, it's because it wasn't my choice. So going through and being like, what can I do to avoid being sick, having a sick pet, having sick family members, mourning someone's death, being overly concerned with national politics, not being able to sleep due to stress, like finding out that one of my friends is actually abusive. Like, all of these things are things that have happened in the last 3-ish months. And I could not have changed those situations if I wanted to, right? Like, they just happen. I mean, finding out your friends are abusive, what you can do is go back and be like, wow, what were the red flags that I ignored? Which I have done. What did you accomplish? And also, by the time I found out about them, we were no longer friends and had not been friends for months because of their shit behavior. That's maybe a little bit TMI. What did you accomplish the past month? What are you the most proud of? Standard thing. Standard questions. How are you different this month than the month before it? Well, I got a lot more despair on board. Thanks, planner. For those of you who are wondering, I am in America and Donald Trump was just elected to his second term in office, so I'm still not over that. What or who are you especially grateful for this past month? This is great. This should be bigger. This should be half a page. Name 3 things you can improve on this incoming month. What are concrete actions you can take to work towards these improvements? Here's the thing. What the fuck can I improve about our national political system? Right? Like, I can improve how I engage with it, which is useful to remind myself of. But I just feel like this, like, more is always better shit is constantly in mass market planners. And it's so unhelpful in the environment that we find ourselves in. Like, individual personal improvement is great and helpful, and I've definitely benefited from it. And also, it's not going to solve the problems that we find ourselves facing right now and in the immediate future. Anyway, from 1 to 10, how do you feel about this past month? Girl, I am not an Uber driver. I'm not a damn cashier at the Blockbuster. I know Blockbuster closed. I don't care. I'm not going to rate myself 1 to 10. I am a whole person. I'm not doing that shit. Highlight your accomplishments. Go back to your passion roadmap and highlight any goals you reached or steps you completed. That's cute. I like that. Reform. Okay. Choose this reform. Reform is not the answer. It's abolishment or it's nothing. No. Reform. Choose this month's game changer from your roadmap. Use the space on the bottom right of your monthly layout to break the goal down to smaller steps and assign deadlines for each step. Set checkpoints. Move these steps into their respective weekly layouts and checkpoints and track progress. So you're supposed to put that down here. And then you're supposed to put those, I guess, in here. Not here. Oh, there's a lot of these. They just go on and on. And here's a mid-year. So I guess there's probably 12 of these. That makes sense. And then here's the end of the year reflection. And then here's the start of the weeklies. So you would put this, you would put the month's thing in the weeklies back here. I don't know. Fine. It's fine. It's fine. Like, if you're looking for a planner, it's fine. But, oh, why am I a sucker for a back pocket? Look at this beauty. I was just like, oh, I'm bothered. Imperfect progress. See, they've got my number. They know that I'm an imperfect progress person. Look at this. This is nice. This is like satiny. And then it's got a little doodad. Let's see. Oh, and it comes, okay, these are stickers that come with the planner. That's kind of cute. Employee of the month is the dog. You got me. I take everything back. No, I don't. But, like, this is cute. Like, honestly, like I said, fine planner. Very functional. Cute stickers. Cute pocket. Oh, wait, this doesn't fit in the pocket because the pocket is smaller than the, yeah. Very cute. Also, love the ruler. That's a really nice touch. Really like that. Let's see. And then all this back here is just blank pages. And here's some dot grid. And here's the last week of the year. So let's do a pen test. Let's see if it is actually fountain pen friendly, like I was told. So, and all other pen friendly, right? We'll start with the fat Sharpie. Fat Sharpie, Sharpie. And then the brush tip. Oh, come on, you can do better than that, brush. Come on. Get that ink flow. Thank you. R-U-S. Oh, right. H. There's an H in this. In the word brush. Do you guys do that a lot? I do that a lot where I like, if I'm trying really hard to make the letters look cute, I absolutely cannot spell. Sharpie. Sharpie Creative. And then let's get the thin Sharpie Creative in here and do that. Let's get, this is the Uniball Signo. Uniball Signo, and then this is Pilot G2. That's a 0.07. Okay, and now let's open the fountain pen gates. Oh, I got this pen. This is a, I think it's Mahjong fountain pen. I got it at the PDX pen meetup. Isn't this wild? This is the cap. And I filled it with this extremely sparkly gold ink. I think it's Korean. I got it at Oblation because it was amazing. So let's see, Mahjohn. It's a very light ink, so I'm not worried about that one bleeding. Also, this is an extremely dry writer. Let's get my little Benu, my juicy baby. I like writing it like that. It looks cool. And then let's get my vintage Parker Flex. She does not disappoint. Look how nice and juicy she is. And then let's get this guy. This is, it's on the, this is also Mahjong. Mahjong. Mahjong chunk. I don't know if it's called a chunk, but I call it chunk. Then let's go, oh yes, my favorite Castell. This is a very big juicer. She's almost always bleeding on everything. Oh yeah, she's already spidering. Look at that. But remember, this is the juicer of all juicers. And then let's do Lamy 2000. She's pretty juicy, although she's not as juicy as she used to be. I got her nib refined at the Portland Pen Show, and that was very smart. This one is Lamy Safari. M-nib, nothing special about the nib. I like that pen a lot. And then let's find my, let me see if I can find my Lamy Broad. I think I refilled her. Yeah, I refilled her. I refilled my pens and I cleaned a bunch of them. Oh, she's already leaky. Let's take care of that. And then Lamy. Oh, she's not just broad, she's a 1.9 stub. Does stub have two B's? I don't know. I told you I can't write letters well and write at the same time. Here's my Tom's Studio Ren filled with coffee. Oh, come on, are you dry already? And you're looking pretty juicy. All right, there's that. You can probably hear my office mate sneezing. And then this is my Prefontaine. Prefontaine. There's no. And my Pilot Falcon. Falcon, not Falcom. And then my Osprey Architect. Do you think that's enough? Parker, we can get another Parker in here. If you still have ink, do you have ink? Yeah, you do. And then let's do my calligraphy Pilot. Metro. That's already spidering. Oh, and my very big juicy baby, my Twisby Broad. BI, right? All right, those all feel good. Let's get my high tech out. High tech. High tech clutter. There's purple, green, orange, red, and blue. And then we can go with a mild liner. And then just one last Energel Clena. C-L-E-N-A. Yeah, that's how you spell that. Okay. And then, oh, I don't have, oh no, I do. I keep thinking I don't have water, and then I do have water. I just have the littlest bit of water that I can put in here so we can do a little bit of a paint test. I don't have my watercolors with me, but I've got my ever-present gouache. So dip that in a little bit of the water, knock it off. Let's see, if we really get the brush over, it does start to pill. The paper does start to pill. That's if you're like painting a lot. So if you can see that. But let's be real, this never claimed that it was an artist's journal. And it was only Reddit that said that it was fountain pen friendly. I don't recall the website saying anything about that. So now that we have all those things, let's dry this, let this gouache dry, give it a fighting chance. And actually I bought some stuff for the planners. So let's look at those. I bought some monthly tabs. I got the rainbow ones. They are in here. Here they are. They're glossy. They look sturdy. I like that. I figured I would want monthly tabs since I was buying the undated planner. And also I just like monthly tabs anyway. And then I bought some functional trackers because I have actually been having trouble keeping track, LOL, of some things. So let's open this. There. Put that back. It's a little book. It's paper. It's all very paper, which is great because it's for writing on. Like, I'll buy these like happy planners, but then sometimes like these are paper, but some of these other ones are like plastic, like this. Not that I would want to write on those rainbows, but anyway. So they're all paper. They look all pretty good to write on. I am going to use one of these and put a bunch of fountain pen ink on it. Because bill tracker, these are things I don't really need. Budget tracker, don't really need. Savings and debt, don't really need. I mean, maybe having savings and debt stickers would help me keep my mind on my budget. Might not be a bad thing to try, or some movies to watch. Really what I was looking for are like these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So I could write the habit here and track how much I did. All right, so let's find one of these I'm never going to use. A bunch of these are actually pretty good. Okay, I'll sacrifice a currently reading. And we can put it right here. And we can take just some of our, let's take our juiciest pen, which looks like is the Faber-Castell. I promise you that the Faber-Castell does actually successfully write on some paper. It's just lately we've just been not testing papers that really take that shit well. And let's do Profonte because it's like almost always fine. And then let's do like one swipe of that Lamy stub and one swipe from the Osprey. And that Pilot Metro calligraphy, she did not do very well. She started to spider on this paper immediately. And then let's do Lamy 2000. And then let's do one of my drier pens here. This Sailor is, look at it. Oh my God. This Sailor is usually pretty dry. And who did I say was a dry writer? Oh, the new Mahjong. She's a dry writer. So let's try her. Okay. That should be enough. All right. Now, let's... And these are thick. These are like 120 GSM. Turn the page. Good job, I think. Well, here's the thing that's really interesting to me is that we're getting kind of a lot of bleed through, if you can see that. Here, that Sharpie obviously bled through, although the bleed through is weird. Like, for example, let me go get that Hemlock and Oak. That had a weird bleed through, and this is also 120 GSM. So, when we're looking at this guy, Hemlock and Oak had a lot more shadowing. But less full-on bleed through than the Passion Planner. Passion Planner had absolutely no bleed through from the paint whatsoever, although it did start to pill, so you can, oh, that's off screen then. It did start to pill, and you can see the little pills. There they are coming up right now. So paper is such fascinating stuff. It never does what I think it's gonna do. And I feel like I've been working with paper for a long time. I've been a paper journaler for a long time. I've worked in marketing and communications for a long time. I've talked about paper and printing and all that stuff for a long time. And I'm just like always kind of surprised. This label, so if you're looking for functional stickers that you can write with your fountain pens on, this label has held up amazing. No smearing, no spidering. Amazing. I like the way the ink looks on this page. It is weird to me that we're getting bleed through. Bleed through on the Parker, bleed through on the antique Parker like hell. Or is that? No, that didn't bleed through at all. Or, yeah, no, it did. It's right here. Bleed through on the Faber-Castell, of course. Bleed through on the Mahjong Chunker. Bleed through on the Bennu. The ones that I expect to bleed through, bled through. The brush pen bled through a little bit. The Fat Sharpie bled through a little bit. When I compare that with this paper has a shitload more shadowing, but less bleed through than the Passion Planner. So it really feels like Passion Planner will take ink until it won't. Whereas the Hemlock and Oak shadows a ton, but doesn't bleed as much. Well then, that's my review. I don't know, would you buy this planner? Tell me. Is the small space, does it bother you? Would it bother you? It just feels so tiny. But then I'm like, these two things do fit together. If I got another pocket, and I have those big pockets that I put in my A4, I don't exactly know where they went. In fact, I think one's right here. So I would have to cut the pocket down. Or would I? It would be tight. It would be tight. I would have to do some thinking if I used this pocket. Or I could just do a different pocket that just attaches here to here. But this and this together is way less bulky than this, right? Let me see, how much does this feel like it weighs? Maybe it weighs like I'm gonna say a pound. I know that's probably not what it weighs, but this is heavier. But this has a bunch more stickers and things in it that this one doesn't have. So, once more, I'm torn, but for sure I know that I am not buying any more fucking planners for 2025. I will continue to review planners, especially if people give them to me. I do like the process of reviewing the planners. It's very cathartic and meditative. That said, your boy has a problem, and I need someone to stop me from buying more planners. So that's going to be the last planner I review. Until someone buys me one, that is the last one I'm reviewing. All right. Bye, everyone.